So as we all know, recently the pricing for the Oculus Rift was announced, and it was a bit of an ouch for a lot of people, especially since it was higher than we all anticipated. Now, it's fairly reasonable for a new technology when you think about it, but it's still a lot of money from many people, and I can't blame anyone who feels that way. I feel that way. That's a lot of money. And many people, including myself, are saying that one of the things that is going to affect the success of the Oculus Rift is the pricing that both Sony and of course Valve choose with their respective VR devices. And there's a lot of speculation going around regarding the pricing of the PlayStation 4 virtual reality headset. Now, we did expect both a price and release date for the PlayStation 4 VR at CES 2016, but it just didn't materialise. However, various market research companies have already been analysing the growing VR market and have recently started sharing their results. For example, according to Super Data Research, PSVR should be priced between $400 and $600, and of course, given the announcement of the Oculus Rift's price, the $600 upper margin doesn't seem that unreasonable. In terms of how likely it is, before the Oculus announcement I would have said no, they won't charge that much, but perhaps they will. Now, they also conducted some surveys, and according to their results, the PlayStation VR will sell approximately 1.9 million units by 2016 with 5% of the market share. What's interesting, however, is that it's actually the smallest market share, with PC VR, that's both the Rift and the Vive together, estimated about 17% or 6.6 million units. However, the largest share goes to mobile because of the low entry barrier. For example, Gear VR is only $100 and Google Cardboard is even less. And a really interesting slide suggests that console gamers would be more willing to spend over $400 on VR than PC gamers, 19% against versus 10%. Now, hardcore gamers also deemed willing to spend more than casual gamers, which is not exactly shocking, $304 versus $236, but that's hardly shocking to anybody ever. Now, there's also been some speculation in a Forbes article, as not only do Nvidia estimate that there are nearly 3 times as many VR-capable PS4s as there are VR-capable PCs, a research firm by the name of Evercore ISI expects the PlayStation VR to launch at $350. However, Forbes' own sources suggest that it won't release any higher than $499. Now, this is from a Forbes contributor, so do keep that in mind, but it's still interesting data nonetheless. Now, of course, we already know that by the end of this year, Oculus Rift will have about 100 games available, and that's, of course, just for the first year, and about 20 exclusive games for the Rift. Now, as for PlayStation VR, according to Kazuo Hirai, there are about 100 or more titles currently being developed for PlayStation VR, and apparently PlayStation VR has attracted a lot of support from third-party developers, and you can kind of see why. With a PlayStation 4, if you buy a PlayStation VR headset, it's going to work. You know that. If it doesn't, you can go back, get a refund, whatever. Once it was a PC, you need to make sure you have the right specs, etc. And we all know that sometimes PC gaming can be a bit finicky. Sometimes something should work and it just doesn't because fuck you, basically. So you can see why it'd be a bit more attractive to developers, where in theory they've got a easier sell to gamers, especially if there's a lower price. Now, of course, we don't know that. All of this has been speculation. Now, obviously, with the Oculus, you're getting a lot more performance, better graphics, etc. You know, you've got a powerful PC to run this thing, which means you're going to get better graphics. And of course, probably mods and all sorts of other nonsense as well. There are advantages, of course. But if the PlayStation VR is cheaper, it just might do better because more people are willing to part with their cash. As I said in my video, the price is a problem. I can't blame them for pricing it this high because, well, it had to be damn expensive to produce. But that doesn't stop it from being an ouch for a lot of average people. Many people aren't going to be able to afford that, and they're going to wait for it to either go down in price or a second generation model that is cheaper because they've refined the technologies and perhaps they found cheaper parts. So, yes, we're going to have to wait and see, but there's some interesting speculation going around. Between 400 and 600 seems to be the consensus, with Forbes estimating about 499, and of course the Evercore ISI research firm estimating 350. I would say about 400 is roughly what they're probably going to do, and that's still a lot of money, but it's not $600. And you, of course, don't have to worry about buying a GPU, because I think for many people, they're not going to have that much horsepower in their PC. They might need to upgrade their CPU or their RAM or their GPU. I doubt many people are going to be buying a fresh PC, as I've said many times. But I think quite a few people are going to be like, well, I just need to upgrade that one thing, and that one thing will probably cost like £300. So you can see why the price proposition may be too much for some people. So it's going to be interesting to see. All of this has been pure speculation, of course, and I could be wrong. I want the Rift, I want the PlayStation VR, I want VR, just in general, to be a success, especially on PC. Regardless if it's the Vive or Mr. Gobbledygook's Wondrous Adventure, I don't care. I just want VR to succeed, because it sounds amazing, and I genuinely believe it could be the next big thing for gaming, and the price is concerning me for the Rift, so we'll see. Of course, Valve haven't even said what they're charging either, so we'll see. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.